Meow. Oh, it's gotta be loud. Maybe not that loud. Character voice. What's this? Oh. Wish to leave. I wish to leave. I've left. Okay, now we can see the full, whatever it's called. Just kidding. You don't get to see anything. I still haven't fixed my teeth. I've been meaning to fix my teeth, and I haven't. Turn up the gain a little bit on the microphone. He's so sleepy. Wake up. Like to play the tutorial first? Sure. I don't think it'll be anything I can't figure out, but wake up in a strange room. Scan your surroundings before locating your sight and back onto your body. Feel a little heavy, and a strange sense of confinement is making you uncomfortable. A bizarre rhythm beats inside you. Concentrate to feel it. Star key, my reflection in the mirror. My power is limited, thus I cannot grant you the knowledge you need. You must learn the laws of this dimension yourself. This place is unlike the mental one, and you have to be accustomed to the gravity's grasp. Your body is not an imprisonment imposed on your mind, but is an extension and realization. Now you must first learn to control yourself. Okay, here we go. You've become used to moving in the physical world. The familiar rhythm beats through you once again. Starkey, the most important law of the physical world is to survive. I shall now remove the censorship on your senses at a pace. You shall feel hunger. Oh, I'm really hungry. Suddenly, a strange sensation rises from deep inside your body. Your body feels enfeebled, your strength drained, your spirit waning. Take the bread. You need food to keep your body healthy. Star Key, there's more to life than pain. Your primal instincts will guide you how to survive. Bread. Consume. Driven by a primal desire, you eat the food in front of you. Feeling of satisfaction spreads across your body, driving off the feebleness. And with that comes the warmth. Fills your heart. You've felt it. The joy of life and a step away from death. Door appears not far from you. Does it? Star Key. Doors are both nodes of nexus and walls of protection. The physical world is small and vast. Doors will be your starting points from which you will journey into the unknown. To open them, You must have what it takes to explore. Okay, I move. You try to open the door, but it refuses to move. Check the bolt, and it seems locked. Oh yeah? I investigate the cabinet. It's full of all sorts of things. You need to find the key for the door. Next, you will learn the concept of a check. In this world, there are events that will lead to a path diverge if interfered with. Performing a check will be a success if the observed value is less than or equal to your ability value. Conversely, the check will be a failure. If you're not satisfied with the result, you try again to have an alternate result. Retry. Search the cabinet and eventually find a key. A strange and familiar feeling rises from inside you. Now you can leave the room. Record clue, key to the door, attribute, luck, raises by 2. Darky, there are many lives in the physical world. Each of them is unique from the rest. They're constructed in the same way as yours, but their minds are their own. It's what makes a difference in their emotions and behaviors as other people see them. You need to understand how to communicate with others. This way, they can offer help in your adventure. Hello, where the hell am I? You stop right there. You can feel his emotion. He's scared. Appease. Contest the target's willpower. If successful, will improve your relationship with the target. If unsuccessful, the target might react in a negative way. 36, diplomacy 50. No need to be afraid. I'm someone just like you. Feel your fear. Won't hurt you. Words soothe them. Saw a monster before I came here. You don't look like a monster. Just want to get out of here. See a key in his pocket, but he's blind to it. Steal? 4, 3. Okay, I take the key. Sneak the key away from him while he's not paying attention. Then a door appears before you. Hooray! I can finally get out of this place. Thank you so much. The man enters the door and disappears. Feel his gratitude for you, but it was a move of your finger. You now feel a sensation of joy. Is this the connection between people? Darky, complexities are built with the bricks of simplicity. Now you have learned the basics of the physical world. It's time to leave this place. I leave the place. Starkey, you will now face a formidable— What? wait a second, what is that? Merely a projection of the entity. The entity seems kinda... Attacks won't be lethal during the combat. You'll be free to act. However, only specific actions can deal damage to it. Enter the fight when you're prepared. The next fight perhaps won't kill you. A terrifying monster stands in front of you. Are you ready to challenge it? Yeah, sure. Learned a new spell due to occultism change. Acquired Vorish sign. Acquire red sign. Acquire enchant blade. Starkey, I may not be able to rewrite the rules of space and time with this power. I can still offer you assistance in combat. You can foresee the enemy's movements in advance, know its state. Over its head is the action it will take this round. At its feet is its current state. Analysis of enemy movements and insight into enemy weaknesses are key to victory. Now, this enemy in front of you will only be harmed by attack actions. Try launching an attack on it. Okay, I attack. With my fist. I punch it. It does not punch me. I punch it again. Now the enemy's immunity has changed. Direct attacks won't damage it, but you can try a counterattack. When an enemy attacks you, a counterattack will be triggered if your evasion check success rate is greater than the enemy's. So you might be unable to dodge some enemy attacks. It's a move that can turn the time to battle in the right time. Technique. Dodge. Use weapon. Dodge failure. Where did dodge go? Can I not dodge with a shield? Sword? Parry? Parry is like dodging, right? Dodge failure. Some items can be used in combat. You can use an item through the item button in the lower corner. Items can be used once every turn, regardless if they are targeted at allies or enemies. Some items can be tossed at enemies, which requires a check. Try using a projectile item to deal damage on the enemy. In addition, some weapons can be tossed as well, but will be destroyed if you do so. Use these weapons wisely. The grenade. Use throw. I throw the grenade. Now I no longer have that ability. Use weapon attack. Now how to do battles. And I believe from this point, you need to fight your own. Forgive my guidance. I'm sure you'll win this battle with what you've learned. If your success rate on action is too low, try using Reinforce with Luck. Just click on the Lucky Clover button on the left when you attempt an action. This allows you to have a one-time enhancement on the success rate, consuming some of your luck. Okay, so I got some spells too. What's this? Invoke an ancient and powerful gesture by wisdom. Used to attempt to cancel the mythic creature's actions this turn. I chant the red sign. I hit it. I think. I don't think I hit it. Let's use a weapon attack. -4 MP. Ow. Plus MP. Oh, I don't think I have limited MP here. Enchant. Plus burning. Now we use weapon attack. Ow. You die. Thank you. Watch the defeated monster vaporize. Starkey, you now have successfully familiarized yourself with the laws of battle in this world. This dimension has served its purpose. In the future, you may encounter some other rules of the world. For example, the trait that symbolizes a character's experience, personality, and faith. The occupation that symbolizes a character's excellence in different fields of expertise. A character's SP determines their mental condition, and low SP can lead to madness. Using magic also consumes your SP. Different weapon types also have different effects in battle. You must venture into the world free of worries. Okay, I venture into the world free of worries. All in one and one in all. Hi. Hi, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. What is going? What is going indeed? This is the story of the forgotten. When a false history descends, how do humans decide their fate? Your whole life was built upon falsehoods. Would you still be willing to share your spark to light up others' lives? Huh? I'm from the States.
In the deepest recesses of consciousness itself.
Favorite game? I don't know if I have a favorite. I play like everything. I like shmups and RPGs the most. Darky, you are my sole remaining connection to the mortal realm. You also represent my last hope to break through this prison of time and space that I've been confined. to or within. At present, the history here is unable to be altered. I must return to the beginning of consciousness, fall dormant for a period of time. Before I do so, I ask that you act in my place within this period. Only you can break through the barriers of this time and space, create an opportunity for us. Okay. You're standing in your parents' bedroom, a child of nearly 8 years old. Currently, you are in the process of replacing the daffodils in the vase that your mother keeps at her bedside. Your mother is laying on the bed, awake, but very much tired. Aunts and uncles are all still sleeping. I couldn't wake them up. I snuck out into the garden and picked some flowers for you. Do you think they'll be upset with me? The woman's face showed sadness. But help a look of acceptance? But took a look of acceptance? How long have I been streaming? Quite a while. Quite a while, I guess. She sat up and slowly began to speak to the child before her. No, child, you've done nothing wrong. Everyone's just tired. They need a good rest. It would be best if you didn't disturb them. Non, you've taken such good care. Wow. Taken such good care of me. When I'm feeling a little better, let's go to the town together. You'll be able to make a lot of friends. Have a little more freedom. You sure? Grandpa told me that I needed to stay in the castle. Don't worry, my dear. Good luck for the future. Thank you. I appreciate it. Grandpa will surely agree. Non, could you pass along a message to Grandpa? I'm feeling much better now. Please tell Grandpa not to worry. Make sure to avoid the Chamber of Secrets, or Dad will be angry. You promised your mother that she would count on you. Now it's time to leave so that she can continue to rest. Check flowers. Put in. Go ahead. Close the bedroom door quietly behind you as you leave the room. Burn the carpet. For some unknown reason, you suddenly feel creepy, as if there are many invisible dangers lurking around you. You hear strange voices all around you, taunting and mocking you. That's schizoaffective. Sanity check. Oh, good. Heavy sound rings from behind you, like a door being pushed open with great force. You take a look back, and a man covered in bandages pushes away the family portrait, and slowly steps out into the stone corridor. Lovely Grace, my beautiful angel. You can show me a few samples of them. You have a page or something? Finally, we can be together forever. And then she turned into... Whoa! An unusual aura of black mist swirls and dissipates into nothingness. You watch your parents simply disappear, what was less than smoke and dust. You swear you hear a string break inside you. Oh god, I failed that one. Handwriting on the paper is delicate, and you recognize it as your mother's. This seems to be for your father. Ronald, my love, my father warned me not to see you now. The only way I can convey my thoughts to you is by letter. Anan has woken up. You don't need to worry about our child. What we had planned worked, and he has forgotten the incident. I will spend what time remains for me with our child. I hope I can protect him from pain as long as I can. We can't overcome this disaster, though, Ronald. My last wish is to die with you. Take it. Take item. Take all. Hey. Um. No. Just don't have the resources for commissions. Okay, well. Required food. Required E? View the photo. This picture. Hmm. Picture of your immediate. This is a picture of your immediate family. A little boy was sitting on the knees of a gray-haired old man. Behind him stood a young couple, smiling happily. Open the drawer. Oh. Oh. I'm just. Push. I'm sorry, but no. am I doing? Robbing the house. I don't think I can rob the house. Do I go in the chamber? Check painting. The picture of your family. Your grandfather stands in the middle. Graying hair is not giving away his age. Next to him, a young couple stands holding a young child. You see your mother's pale face and complexion showing a sense of illness. Cut off text. Cut off text. Her wearing a black, wide-brimmed hat. There we go. The man who you presume to be your father stands behind her, wearing a black, wide-brimmed hat. You cannot make out what he looks like. Around them stand many other figures, well-dressed, who you know to be your aunts and uncles. I just explore this place? View. Candles. Take. Fine now. The moment you walk into the study, the floor of time around you completely freezes. As you notice something changing in the air, you struggle to stand and not lose consciousness. When you regain consciousness, your grandfather is there, standing in front of you. You also almost immediately notice a gate that you've never seen in the study before. You are my dear grandchild. You are the family's last hope. While the stars of the world all abide by rules and patterns, destinies of people themselves are different. We've made you bear far too much responsibility. So now, child, I'll give you 10 years of freedom. My grandfather pointed to the stone gate standing in the center of the study. The gate seemed to connect two worlds together. You see the meadow and forest spread on the other side of the gate. You notice that grandfather's tone seems different today. It's acting far softer than normal, creating a sense of discomfort in you. Subconsciously, a voice... you subconsciously, feel a sense of doubt climbing up your chest. Are we going together? I don't want to leave. I want to stay with you. I don't want to leave here. I don't like the outside world. I want to be with mom and dad, except they died. Couldn't give you a good childhood. It's all Grandpa's fault. Grandpa couldn't save your parents. All Grandpa can do is offer you 10 years of freedom to live life as you wish. On, my pride and joy. Even if you feel sad, please face life with optimism. I know you'll continue to suffer as the haze builds up in your heart, so please try to forget what came before. Forget the stone walls you've lived in, your home here. Forget the faces of all of us, your family. Forget the memories that bind you to this place. Forget everything that happened here. Remember, the sky is always connected. No matter where you are, the stars will light your way home. In your eyes, the gate now turns into a soft and comfortable bed. A wave of exhaustion washes over you. Now all you want to do is rest. A comfort the bed ahead can provide. You stumble through the door in a daze. The meadow, forest, even the bed you just saw, were all there only a second ago vanished as if it were all a dream. This is no dream, though, as above the rainstorm calls out its fury. Ahead, you watch as the rain fiercely pours upon the town in front of you, Dunwich. Heavy rain guides the river water, causes the huge castle standing on the cliff to collapse instantly. I don't think that's why it collapsed. The town of Dunwich, now, was merely a forgotten pile of rubble and rain. You feel dizzy from the unbelievable destruction you witnessed, fall to the side of the road unconscious. Moments later, a gray-haired old man drives down the rain-drenched road in a Ford. The blinding headlights shine down on you, lying on the ground. The driver quickly realizes that you are unconscious and carries you back to the car. In this violent wind and rain, judging the land below, he drove past the mudslide and continued on his way. Public security is only going to get worse. There's already another incident. I should follow the doctor's advice and get to bed earlier today. I really hope this medicine actually works. The patient seems to have experienced severe memory loss without any lasting damage, and in any other physical or mental functions themselves. Based on patient's explanation, he is able to slowly piece together the missing memories by small amounts at a time, though with tremendous pain. Unfortunately, by the time he is able to even get anywhere near the deeper portions of his memories, the pain becomes too much and he is unable to continue. The problem lies with what comes next. If he doesn't attempt to look through these memories for an extended period of time, then it fades, as if he'd not remembered it in the first place. This means that he finds himself at the start of the gate he'd been venturing. He doesn't keep at it. On the other hand, if you ignore the memories, they become like a massive boulder sitting inside your head, slowly accumulating more and more mass. So the question is, how could we create a physical application to interact with memories? Or is it a question of the pain we should be focusing on? Or is the question, should we be focusing on lessening the pain in order to allow the patient to continue pushing themselves? The latter seems far too dangerous, whereas the former will take time to come to a solution. Without being able to identify the cause of these symptoms, the best path forward is to attempt sleep-aiding medication to allow the patient the opportunity to break the standstill. That concludes this report. Main symptoms include, but are not limited to, insomnia, palpitation accompanied by hallucinations, poor appetite, partial emotional functional loss, and difficulty in retrieving older memories. Blood pressure is 102/51. Patient's blood pressure is concerning and could be due to rapid mental changes in line with current memory difficulties. It is kind of low. Diagnosis: it is recommended to avoid alcohol and stimulating activities. It's also advised to attempt to sleep at an earlier time to allow the body greater time to recover. Prescription: a small amount of benzolim has been prescribed to the patient as a means to reduce stress levels and prevent any major potential incidents in daily life. Take the medicine from the bottle from the cabinet. Man, I love benzos. Medication prescribed by your doctor to act as a stress-reducing agent, which he hopes could be a counter effect from the sleep traumas and hallucinations. Take the medicine. Hope I can actually have a good dream for once. Same. Despite the medication, your restless anticipation of a potential good rest is preventing you from being able to immediately fall asleep. The sound of your heartbeat rings out. Many strange images flow through your mind, and you begin to be unable to tell whether you are half awake or half asleep. It's you! I can't control my body. It's the sleep paralysis demon. No matter how real it seems, it's still just a dream. I don't think it is. 110. 10. You wake up from a nightmare, forcefully pushing yourself against the back of your bed in a cold sweat. Whatever attacked you left no wounds, just your imagination. Even so, your body acts as though that pain was real. The pain was real. The wounds maybe not, sending waves of anguish through you. You try to calm down, you breathe deeply a few times, slowly begin to feel yourself accepting that it was just a dream. You hesitate for a moment, fall back asleep exhausted. As you slowly enter this realm of sleep once again, this time you are uninterrupted by the many nightmares that usually haunt your restless self. There's no written message on the envelope, but the seal itself feels strangely familiar. You've opened the envelope subconsciously. Today is your 18th birthday. I've prepared a birthday present for you that is waiting in my study. I hope you don't mind the brevity, but I'm sure you'll find it easily. You are our family's last hope, and I truly believe that you will be able to overcome this disaster. With love from your grandfather, George Howard. So this is the actual grandfather. Why did the letter disappear? Your mind is flooded with fragmented images. It's like a dream you've yet to awaken from. The memories that you've been unable to grasp are now themselves reaching out to you. You are unable to fully process it all at once, but it sits there, like smoke, waiting. You imagine it will only be a matter of time now before the missing portions fit back together. Fortunately for you, processing the bundle of memories doesn't feel painful this time around. Picture comes to your mind as if it were something on the edge of your consciousness all this time. See a castle standing in the night. Above and around it, the sky and the stars create a dazzling work of art. There's a chapel on the west side, and a stargazing pavilion, and a dome-like structure. It all seems so familiar. Slowly, and then all at once, the memories of your family hit you like a waterfall that had been plugged. And I fall unconscious. Repetitive, money, medical history, food, take. The newspaper's front page is detailing news of a major safety incident involving meat products sent to the city by Arkham. Although the food companies involved have resolved the issue, most of the food has already entered the market. Those who consume these food products will have displayed highly unusual symptoms. While the incubation symptoms are not necessarily obvious, it writes that patients often fall into mania, fits of impulsiveness, and extreme irritability. This has already led to several violent conflicts with victims. Or a novel. Alright, this was the book Amy recommended. Haven't finished reading it. Still also need to return this thesis to the library afterward. Well, where is my inventory? Observe. 77. Wow, that was actually really close. But no paper in the book. No, they're putting the play on the play in Tosca. They're putting on the play Tosca in school. I mean, I've never watched an opera before, so any chance you want to come watch with me? Medical history, some candles. Whip. Oof. Hooded coat. Flint. Material. Take umbrella. Equip umbrella. Oh. I'd the note. There's apparently an opera performance happening soon. I'd be thrilled to go with you, but I need to leave school for a while. So, would you want to go with me when I return? That sounds great. It's okay if you aren't back in time, though. We'll have plenty of opportunities in the future. Non, please take care of yourself. I will. I'll be back as soon as I finish my work. Trait gained puppy love. I also need to return these things. The poster of the opera. The painting is the work of the expressive post-impressionist painter Vincent van Gogh. The brushstrokes of this painting highlight the tension, but also reveal a silent sadness within. The dominant color of blue outlines the sense of gloom and invisibly oppresses the senses. The painting depicts a view looking out from a window. Among them, the cypress trees are like black tongues of fire, scorching up to the clouds. The sky looks like a beautiful spiral galaxy with many stars, while the moon appears as a dim eclipse. Throughout the painting, the village at the bottom is depicted in straight, stubby lines. This creates a strong contrast with the rough and curved lines of the sky, evoking a sense of unease, yet calm. In this highly exaggerated deformation and strong visual contrast, people can sense the artist's restless emotions in a psychedelic world of imagery. This one. Words. Percival Lowell believed that Schiaparelli Canal was actually an irrigation canal built by intelligent beings. This was later generally accepted as the only comprehensible explanation. Seasonal melting of the polar ice caps seen on Mars has led to speculation that an advanced race on Mars built canals and transported water to the arid equatorial regions. Use observe. I observe. Sheesh. As you search the bookshelf, you come across a book about sports techniques. Try to glean some information from it. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot. Retry? Sports increased by 10. While surviving in the wilderness. Recently, the school closed up the second floor. It's a pity. All the older techs are up there. Apparently, the reason the closure has to do with some kind of theft. A witness claimed they saw a monster hovering in the air somewhere on the second floor. They described the monster like a bat and said it was carrying a pile of books close to its chest. The witness then said the monster found him and knocked him out before leaving. Before he passed out, he mentioned smelling something terrible, like fresh maggots crawling out of his sewer. That's oddly specific. How does he know what fresh sewer maggots smell like? Police played it off as some hallucination. Claimed to have seen a monster. Do you think it was a hallucination? What if it wasn't? Aliens. Not aliens. Doesn't. Hallucination is the phenomenon of distortion of perceptual results under specific circumstances of perception. This phenomenon did not occur often, and what he saw was unlikely to have been an illusion. Yes, great, I'm actually the witness I was referring to. Ever since that day, I felt a mixture of fear and wonder from what I saw. I want to know the truth. You tried to help the police further with their investigation as a witness. In order to do that, you would need to modify your statement, and it would be best not to be too subjective. Otherwise, people will just think you were hallucinating. You have a good point, thank you. Paper chase monster. Social solidarity and social integration are social facts. This fact exists independently of the individual. It has a unique feature called collective consciousness. The real function of the division of labor is to create a sense of solidarity between two or more people. Miss Julie is a professor of history and linguistics at the university. She's been rather tough on you because she believes you are talented and would like you to inherit her work. Recently, that relationship has been a little strained. You clearly got to your recent class on time. However, no one has any memory of you being there. You have time to wander around and get back to class. Miss Julie, I'm going to be out of school for a while. You young people are always wasting your time. Nothing but nonsense is what this is. Drinking, partying, gambling, traveling, and so on. All the students these days seek is to have fun first and foremost. 8. Oh wait, it's 55. Julie was not really angry with you. Her expression showed a look more akin to frustration and disappointment. I finished my homework yesterday, actually. Promise I'll try to catch up on the lessons I've mixed when I get back. You must remember, as a researcher, you must not fall into a habit of slacking off. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this once. Here's a summary of the lectures for the next few weeks. Thanks. Can I read them? Take it. What is that, a fire extinguisher? I'm not taking that. Man was reading a book intently. I have Newton toe of frog, hair of bat, and teeth of dog. For a charm of powerful trouble, like hell, broth, boil, and bubble. Man, you doing okay? I take. Especially with so many chairs taken away, it looks like there was a war to claim each seat. What about... Oh, that's the trash can and stuff. Gate? Cats. Isn't this Anon? Oh, as you're not popular with animals. I don't know why all the animals seem so hostile to me. I don't think they're hostile. They just seem scared. The animals here are fairly docile, but you're a special case. Have you ever considered taking a part-time job as a zookeeper? Forget it. I don't want to get sued by any animal protection organizations. Check. Grounding dirt makes the manhole cover laborious and tight. Cannot lift it. Think I need anything from the phone booth. Interact. I did it. Number 10 Barn Street. Broken note in the trash can. I don't think there's a Barn Street in town. How much for resources? Money and matches. Take. Many notices are posted on the boards every day. So there's also many torn notices as a result. You find notices lying around that have not been cleared up. Seeking this item. There's a photo of a yellow badge attached, signed an antique collector. Contract address portion was torn out. You promised last time that we pool our money to buy a decent baseball bat? I already bought it, but it's time for you to pay your share. I'll hold on to it, and you can use it whenever you want. I don't have much on me right now. What? At most, I can give you $5. It's a $100 bat. You need to pay your share. You should be paying your 50%. This bat is not worth $100. You don't believe me? Well, I'll just have to go back and tell father that you're going to buy that. He made me sell back? Either way, I only have $20 on me. Well, I can take the loss this time. After all, we're brothers. Hi. How you doing today? Blonde man took the money and left. Buddy, I think you got scammed. Art, not love. Oh, for love. The school's opera association will be performing the popular Tosca on January 18th. Make sure to bring your significant other with you. We hope this to be an opportunity for those to confess their love for one another. That's a weird thing to put on a school poster, but okay. I wouldn't have brought the money. I didn't pay it back. I find $20 now. What are my options? Today is the last day I had planned for work, too. I'll lend him the money. Wait, really? Thank you very much. I'll pay you back as soon as I have the money. Okay, bye. This. Oh, raid? Megane? Thank you very much for the raid. Hello. Welcome, raiders. I'm doing okay today, thank you. Hiya, hiya. Wait, I wonder if this command works. Oh, you are also playing. This is the full game. Actually, I've had it in my library for a while. You're an informal extracurricular club, but I never actually played it. And then I noticed recently it came out of early access, and I was like, oh, wow. Guess I should get on this. The society was founded in 1889 by a group of students and professors who shared a common interest in unexplained phenomena. Blank blank. They found another channel streaming this? Yeah. I mean, it always looked really interesting, and I just never really got around to it, I guess. Did they improve the voice acting translation on full release? So far, I would say no. There's a lot of translation issues. The Unsolved Mysteries Society will be open for enrollment from January 15th to 20th. And they have I think some voice acting, but it sounds mechanical, I guess, and I don't really want to do AI voice acting. Computer thing, not my thing. I tried to do the regular CV thing, and it's still pretty stilted. I get everything. It's cool. On for comedic purposes. That makes sense, yeah. Only go to the pharmacy, the grocery store, and the car rental. Pharmacy. Walk into the pharmacy where you spot a young doctor sorting through medications. She notices your arrival and looks you over. The voice, wait, really? You seem healthy enough. So I've got the drunks behind you know we're out of booze. Deny being an alcoholic. I might have to put on the voices for that. Apologize for misunderstanding. Had too many people buying alcohol here lately. Put everything away so the drunkards wouldn't ruin the equipment. Oh, I can get splints now. Oh, that's asking about the herbs. Do you want to buy some herbs themselves? True that plants have many chemical components that are effective for the human body. Being thought as being an alcoholic is just a persona. It's not a class trait? Or it's not a class? How many people can overcome the bitterness of herbal juice? I can sell you some if you like. 40% off? What does it do? I'll purchase some. Don't talk to me anymore. You arrive at the car rental agency and there are several people in suits standing at the door. You state that you are here to rent a car. The store manager tells you, "As you can see, sir, we're currently in the process of renovating our establishment. And I don't even know where to stay tonight." After a fruitless communication, you leave the agency feeling disappointed. Gonna head out for now? Need to study a little bit for... Alright. Well, I guess thanks for joining the raid. Yeah, no problem. I will. Good talking to you. Hope your studying goes well. Hope that it sticks with you. Interstate Bridge. The Interstate Bridge leads to Arkham, and although it's not terribly far, you'd rather have a car for the journey. Even if you wanted to walk, it would take drastically longer to make the trip. Oh. Carl. As soon as you enter the room, you see Carl drinking his way to enlightenment as usual. You hear him happily humming a tune of his own creation while writing what you believe to be his manuscript. What lies before you is a desk that carries piles upon piles of notes and academic theses, books, and small notes that look to have been written, swiftly forgotten about. Use occultism? I read... Sir, what is this picture? Came in the mail from a previous patient I worked with. He wanted to thank me for curing his strange disease. He's rather young. He was complaining that his memory is getting worse rapidly. He told me that it was all tied to some strange dream that he had forgot the contents of upon waking up each day. All he remembered was that there was some place he wanted to go. So I aided him into achieving a trance-like state to search for memories in his dreams subconsciously. Sometime later, I got this painting in the mail. I suspect he found what he was looking for. Look at how he's smiling in front of that yellow house. You notice a broken yellow badge attached to the edge of the letter. On picking it up, you feel a strange shiver run through your body. You examine the badge a little closer, and you see a strange symbol along the back of it, but nothing to indicate what it might represent. Something that makes you uncomfortable about this symbol. I'll look into this just in case. Sir, this badge seems interesting, and in some way I can't discern. Do you mind if I study it? I'm gonna have to read and run. It's pretty late here. Okay, well, have a good rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. I'm glad. Thank you very much again for the raid and for stopping by, and yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your night. Feel free to take it. Hope your preps go smoothly. Clutter is piling up in my office anyway. I don't have time to look through every last thing here. Wow. Okay, Carl. What's up? Review the study records. Since the start of human evolution, countless fragments of consciousness have existed within the great sea of unconsciousness. Common habits humans have established were derived from a sense of collective consciousness that society enacts upon a fresher mind. What was it that came first? The concept of human clusters? Was it the ocean of consciousness that established deeper thought? What is the deepest part of a dream? In the ocean I describe as consciousness, there's nothing awaiting its deepest depths. Oh, is there nothing waiting in its deepest depths? Or are there greater beings able to manipulate the consciousness of humanity? The human mind and body are connected in some manner, that much is true. The mind is not an invisible thing independent of the body. Everyone is born with a brain capable of generating emotions and thinking in some manner to different degrees. All complex human emotions have their own elaborate biological mechanisms. Changes in the body affect changes in the mind, and changes in the mind affect changes in the body. I don't plan to drink once the day comes to an end. I'm not an alcoholic, for crying out loud. You understand the idea of wearing another persona. I don't quite understand what you're getting at, Professor. Alright, so as an example, a drunkard is one of my when I'm drunk, I can relax my mind and release my emotions to a much greater degree than normal. On that note, I still have more wine on hand. If you'd like to try it for yourself, you should experience a variety of emotions rather than sticking to your norm of comfortable. In a sense, emotions are a greater form of empathetic and comprehensible knowledge. It's just good for you to experience the world in various ways. I already know that, Professor. I've already been trying something similar. In my case, trying to understand emotions through literature. Do you enjoy it? Or do you at least feel like it's been beneficial to you? I hate it. No, specifically I hate stories. People tell stories to put themselves in a position of authority. Got some good? You got a booth at Chautauqua? Oh, nice. What are you gonna use it for? Like specifically just art or other? Will you include other things or? They use these stories to elaborate their own values they believe to be correct. Anon, you're kind of a prick. Santa Claus keeps a list of bad children. Only hard-working bees are allowed to be given honey. Women were made from one of Adam's ribs. These well-known stories are laced with personal values and truths. The wider the story is told, the more it constrains people to act in the form of truth. These stories fight for power, with the winners being a form of fact or cultural standard. I think it's just an excuse for power. So we're more interested in the world's actual history. History is written by the winners. Even so, there's still truth that can be interpreted and observed. No one can return to the past themselves, after all. All we have is the interpretation of others. The current way of humanity, after all, is to understand the past as a grand narrative. Well, regardless, I don't suppose you came here today to discuss your studies. Professor, I've come to say that I'm leaving for some time. I'm going back to Arkham. That's great to hear. Even if you hadn't decided to do so, I'd have done my best to persuade you eventually. People's past experiences will affect aspects of the present in some manner. We've been unable to get any results with the form of trance therapy I've attempted after all. I'm certain that it's those lost memories that are the cause of your current problems. Even so, don't put too much expectation into this. Even if nothing comes of it, you can still see it as a relaxing holiday trip. People still need a driving sense of purpose. I understand, Professor. Hope that by the time you return, I have a better understanding myself of your condition. Here are the keys to the car. I won't be traveling anytime soon anyway. Feel like you owe me, you can just wash it for me on the way back. It's already been with me for many years, and just like me, is an old soul. Thank you for everything, Professor. I'm off to go fight the horrors, selling art prints, sewn stuff, binders. Oh. A lot. What? Not my room. Motherfucker, I can't read that. Sure did. You think to yourself, maybe it would be good to travel once in a while. As you continue your day's journey, you pass by many quaint little villages and clusters of wild animals running free. The car eventually begins to pass by droves of cornfields and orchards. Now, you are greeted by the multicolored leaves decorating the trees, bright red and gold coloration. As evening approaches, you follow the map marker to a mountain path. At this hour, the sky has gotten so dark. Unfortunately for you, it's also begun to pour heavily. You're almost to near your destination, but even as nightfall draws near, the town of Dunwich is still nowhere to be found. Continue to drive around and follow a map to find your hometown. Even as night falls, there's still no sign of Dunwich. All you can see are the wild mountains. Just when you're about to give up, your eye catches a covered bridge halfway up the hill ahead. You would continue to drive, but the stone columns in front of the bridge prevent the car from fitting through. Interact? Welcome to Dunwich. It fucking sucks here. Something's coming out. Use dexterity. Use stealth. 54. That's a success. A flock of fat rats appeared ahead. You wonder, even at night, why are such big rats around? And why do they have such white teeth? Why do they have such nice smiles? And then they drive away in your car. There's signs of passage. While some flooring looks newer, generally seems solid, with no signs of wood aging. As you cross the covered bridge, you notice a white mist enveloping the surrounding area. Turning around, you quickly realize that every direction other than your current path is impossible to make out. You can only move forward. You continue to venture into the mist. You quickly lose track of time within the all-encompassing fog. Before the all-encompassing fog finally lifts, only to be replaced by the darkness of night. By the time the light returns, you find yourself in the corridor of a ruined castle. Literally just walked in a straight line, huh? Interact. Use item? Okay, let's go back to... Into the bedroom. Most of the room has been wrecked by rubble quite some time ago. Many piles of rubble and layers of cobwebs make it look like a graveyard. Okay. But most of what you can see is dust, cobwebs, and coarse rubble. You carefully search for anything of potential interest. You eventually find a photo. Pick up the photo. The room is a young couple with a child with long light blue hair. The woman's complexion is pale. She seems tired. The man behind her is wearing a black broadband hat. The child in the middle turns out to be a girl you've never seen before. When you tried to take the photo with you, it turned into dust and ash. Use item. Boop. Retry. The rats! A torn portrait and a huge splinter through the wall behind it. Seems to be a secret passageway behind it. The intersection is blocked by collapsed rubble. Oh god. Notice a pit below the cobweb floor and narrowly avoid it. Glad you kept your guard up. What is that? There's a weird statue. Oh, come on. You look closely at the sculpture, realizing that its limbs actually hold similar structure to the human body. As you look at it intently, it seems to come alive. You reflexively feel a dizziness, like something has been drawn away. Um... Ow! Observe the surroundings. I do not know any spells. Okay. Look for the enemy's weakness. Observe failure. I had to roll less than an 80. Huh. Oh, really? Alright. Maybe I just flee. 6%. No, that ain't it. Oh, gee. I'm dead. on, we can stabilize. Okay, it's on fire. This is good. I want to interrupt that. Ow. Appears to be kind of immune to being smacked in the face with a umbrella. It is not, however, immune to being set on fire. These two books are intact. This one is smoking. Something quickly falling from above. That's a failure. That's a failure. That's a success. Crystal falls and smashes to pieces with dreadful impact, immediately rupturing into an explosion that stings your ears. Read the notebook. Ronald failed. I was forced to restrain him. Ignai? What does this symbol mean? Carved on his body just before he lost sanity. It must be an important clue. Our efforts will not be in vain. This does not appear to be the language of any living or past civilization. Someone like Ronald would have had much more information if he was still sane. I need to continue researching. I think I found it. This word means mentality? No, it means my spirit. That isn't it. What is it exactly? Many chaotic, torn, and twisted symbols appeared later. We discerned that the owner of this diary wasn't in a particularly good mental state. Unexpectedly, the rune must translate to mean them. It's them. I should have thought of this. I was thinking about them. I was targeted by them. I must forget all this. Right now, immediately. No, I have to record it immediately. There was a long torn line left behind, as if the pen tip was pressed hard against the paper. Then it was as if the pen tip was twisted off, leaving only the mark of a word. Why is there a key inside me? Oh, he fucking died. Crevice of history. You've come to a rather strange place. You look to the left and see the stars of the universe are shining brightly. This is your past. It's at this moment you start to feel that the joys and sorrows of these past 10 years were all in vain. When you look to the right, the stars are dim. Here you see order and chaos alternating. You are shown bizarre images that are incomprehensible in such a short period of time. You see a light shining 10,000 times brighter than the sun. and you are immediately vaporized by it. You begin to hear laughter all around you, as if someone were admiring a work of art. You see many aberrant monsters spreading across the universe, each acting in a way that you can only describe as full of distortion, madness, their very genes out of the genetic blueprint, drawing a sea of flesh and blood in their wake. You see the stars burning all around you. No, it's the whole universe burning. The burning stops, leaving only darkness forever. On the left is the past, where the stars in the universe shine brightly. On the right is the future, darkness, endless. The future? Ah, shit. Oh! Kawaii. A Forgomon. Ah well, I've searched the universe in pursuit of the remaining power I seek. I didn't expect that I'd discover you within a parallel universe. It's quite interesting. Your concealment is both effective and cowardly. Towel, sure enough, I made the right decision by expelling your spirit. What are you fucking talking about? You're consumed at the end of time. Not the right choice then. Time does not flow again. Yogg Slothoth, who has replenished himself, awakens in all. The raging power of all the stars rupture and burn. The universe itself collapse. I mean, I thought that I could. You know what? It's fine. Sanity check. Pass. Investigate. Use observe. We pass. Pick up the photo. The old photo was wrong. If anyone says darkness, I can't think of Kingdom. Build a wooden bridge. Hide, I use stealth. The rats come by. I want to do that battle again. I should. Steals some of my attribute. Okay. I throw fire at it. Never mind, I don't. I interrupt its action. I observe the surroundings. Okay. Throw the candle at it. Please hit it. so it's strong to umbrella, but kind of weak to fist. Alright. Remember, this time we will not go to the end of time and see the cute girl. Or we could just look at the other thing. Which is probably what we're supposed to do. New bookshelf. Gave off a faint glow after brushing off the dust. Contains a ruined stone. Dodge it. That's not a dodge. It's really not a dodge. Whenever you're ready. Thank you. Alright, why don't we do this again? Go to the past. Oh no, wait. Did it skip everything? Hang on. Is that really me? I just wanted to skip that one part. Okay, well, whatever. Take all. Yes, my candles now. A group of black humanoids suddenly appear. Their faces are shaped of insect chalots with blue fluid flowing where the eyes should be. Sticky tentacles emerge from behind them as sharp claws push out from their arms. We're on! Burn the carpet! Nerds. Activate the switch. Unsurprised as it opens before you. Into secret room. Open the chamber of secrets. The room feels cold and dark, but I get a gun. The box was empty, as if its contents had already been long gone. Failed. Huh, come on, lower than 7. I said lower. Come on. You recall the warning about your grandfather, the warning your grandfather gave you at the stargazing pavilion. Were you aware, Anon, that there is infinite knowledge in the sky? For that reason, we, who seek the truth, must always look up to the sky. But, behind those stars, endless darkness. And when we look up, those horrible entities are also watching us. The remnants of any of their powers would be devastating to us. H. The Chamber of Secrets contains the most terrifying substance in the universe, the strange. It is highly contagious and can transform all matter it touches into part of itself. You would be wise to avoid going to the chamber. The strange is out of control. You open a notebook and realize it is filled with sentences that are devoid of logic. But not completely. Who will represent us? Shadow, I can't play a family member. I'm not very familiar with that behavior. Dog. I think you should see how we do it. I know you'll understand quickly enough. Father, I understand. I'll show you what we mean. The dog put on the father's clothes. Father blackened himself into the shadow. The dog. And the shadow dressed as a dog. You spoke to the shadow. Our family is very interesting. You should be able to fit in just fine. Shadow, I can't play family members all that well. They're much cuter than I. Dog, I think you need to see how we act. I know you can do it. I understand. I'll show you what we mean. The dog put on the father's clothes. The father blackened himself into the shadow, and the shadow dressed as the dog. Don't keep cycling until the journal finishes, and you feel inexplicably nauseous. The text is derived from the... Oh, wait. I don't feel like this should have been... The text is derived from SCP-3999's I am at the center of everything that happens to me. SCP-3999 is a stream of consciousness work in which a terrifying being resides within the body of the protagonist who chooses to end his life in order to not let his body become abnormal and out of control. The context is written by Lord Stonefish, who suffers from severe depression. SCP-3999 is also a microcosm of his inner world. See, I feel like that was a developer note or something. But I mean, if they want to name drop SCP things, I guess that's fine. Furtive whistle fills the air, and I dodge it. No, I perceive it. You hear this miraculous rhythm which makes your mind go into chaos. As your thinking embraces the chaos, you feel unable to control your limbs. You watch yourself walk into the mirror. Hey, I just fought you. Okay, well, observe surroundings. Immune to poison, fractured, and bleeding, but not fire. Hey, hold this. I punch it. I punch it again. And by punch it, I mean distract it. That did not work that time. This time I actually punch it again. Just kidding. Fire good. Wait, so if I didn't perceive it, would I just be like, man, that's weird. That was a weird whistling noise. You open the door to the study and immediately realize you are not alone. You see your grandpa seated in his armchair. He smiles at you with a relieved expression, a lingering sense of proudness at who you've become. His body begins to fade to light, and you don't even have time to mentally acknowledge the sadness. Grandfather. Oh right, I had a gun. I would have used the gun to shoot it. That's fine. Open. Check. Take the cane. Open the box. There's a girl inside. You open the box. In front of your eyes is a girl, as delicate as a ceramic doll. Your heart is beating hard, but it's not all because of its attractive appearance. You feel an extraordinary sense of familiarity, nostalgia, intimacy, longing for wholeness. Then the girl seemed to be awakened by the noise and slowly sits up. You're about to ask some question, but she cuts you off first. You want to be vocal, but you can't control your body. She looked at you with silver crosses glowing in her eyes. Feel an invisible bond with her. Then you heard her soft, ethereal voice in your mind. Starkey, I know how confused you must be. Come closer to me, and I'll tell you the truth about this time. The stars are shining in her eyes, and you can't help but move closer to her. Before you know it, she puts her hand slowly to your forehead. You feel your brain flooded with information. Time 10 years ago, when the disaster happened. The infection with the strange is different from simple physical assimilation. Already tested all of the available spells and medicines. Can't even find a cure for Ronald. If I were to compare this situation to another, it's like allowing an egg without a shell to maintain its integrity, all while surviving the rapids of a waterfall, or allowing a person floating in the sea to rely on himself to withstand huge waves and storms. Ancestor, you once left a prophecy to warn us of this day. The mission of the Watchers, the price of truth are the same. Unparalleled sacrifice. I pray here for your revelation. The Lord of the Gate, guardian of the abyss, Lord of dimensions, riddle knower, guardian of the secrets, the oldest, all in one, the one life prolonged. Umar at Tawil? You doing okay, Grandpa? Yogg-Sothoth, Nafltagan, your servant called upon you. Are you still unable to answer my prayers? We must go with the last resort. No matter what, we can't let the infection spread. The transport point to Delano is already ready. Now that the stars are in the right place, our success rate is up to 70%. Can't believe we've looked up at the stars for decades, only to finally vanish among the stars at last? Question mark? Not sure about what the translation. What an ironic twist of fate. Right as the array is about to be activated, the space changes, as if the magic has been drawn away. The room twists and turns into an arch of rock, dividing the two sides into two worlds that do not interfere with each other at all, virtual and real. From inside the door played a soft, ethereal female voice. There's still a glimmer of hope. Are you willing to pay the price for it, though? As long as I can pay for it, please take what you must. A pure silver and white light covered George Howard, its energy sparkling like a multitude of stars. He felt that he had never been so clear and insightful. As information continuously flows into his consciousness, George Howard's expression turns serious. So this is the history's truth. Now that I'm aware, I will do as you wish. Grandpa! The child pushes the door open to enter. In that instant, his body and action are frozen. Static time begins to flow again, the separation being staged once again. You stubbornly refuse to leave until finally, under Grandpa's magic, forget everything and like an empty container. Just as George Howard was preparing for the end, a voice came from the void. Do you have a last wish? If I may, I would like to see him when he's grown up. Voice hesitated for a moment, as if in thought or calculation. Can only give you 1 second. Is that enough? That's certainly enough. I'm... In the space freezes. Your mind is flooded with memories of the past. Maybe it's just a split second. Maybe it's years beyond thousands. Fogamoran's consciousness was forced into a deep sleep, in order not to be affected by what remains of Fogamon's influence. Yog-Sothoth buried the alienated parts under the ultimate gate. Calm has returned to the sunless sea, but the distorted assimilation continues. Chaos and entropy in the universe continue to grow slowly. George Howard, the saxophonist? I don't think so. I wonder if the carpet's done burning yet. Oh wait, I did that in the past. Lord. I wasn't there before. Alright, I activate the hourglass. The hourglass stops at the current moment of time from movement, preventing the black sand from spreading. Once you get rid of the black sand, the assimilation should end. Well, this seems like... Break the hourglass. The hourglass is broken, and the black sand in it is scattered. A giant eye emerges in response. You need something? I'm leaving. Yeah, what's up? I will, so you chose to construct a puppet to preserve your power. How ridiculous. I didn't expect you to have grown so weak. Without any thought, a name forces itself to the forefront of your imagination. Orgamon. Could it be that after the rupture of the temporal loop, you were directly perceived by them? As you're still considering your options, you hear her continue to speak. Tawil, I'm very disappointed in you. You are the beginning, and I am the end. Together we create time and space. Unfortunately, your authority over all knowledge has changed you. Your will has chosen to break away from us. So I've had to clean up all of time and space for a quick reset. Now this is a surprise. I had planned to devour you to complete myself. But now I'm understanding that the human mind can be rather useful. As long as there are enough of them, then there could be an alternative. So, even without you, I'll be able to awaken our main body. You're no longer necessary, you ridiculous puppet. Towel's biggest mistake was making you into a mortal. Humans, what a fragile race. After destroying you, I have a good time reminiscing with Towel. Starkey, as long as your heart is not broken, time will restore your body. That sounds painful. Every time you fall, you will accumulate the power to reshape space-time. What you're faced now is only one of their billions of avatars. However, Orgamon will never leave their true body. Their true power cannot easily come here. 3 to 18. Predict the future. When used, gain mental overload for a turn. I'm alive. An existence that is beyond mortal being. Immune. Manifest project has existence beyond mortal beings. The Orgamon in front of you, just a partial projection of its body. In the real world, normal damage received is halved. Observe the surroundings. I think this is a forced loss. But I will still predict the future. Forsaken by time. Chrono you belong to severs the connection. When the stat count increases to 7, you cease to exist. The stat count of Forsaken by Time increases by 1 when hit by the flame arrow. Alright, we're gonna adjust equipment. I'm going to equip the gun. And this thing. Equip this to offhand. Celestial Surge. We dodge that. And now it takes full damage. It's still immune to everything. A future predict here? So I don't have to get hit by the arrow next turn? Ow. Yes. Projection in reality starts to become unstable. Double the normal damage. Half the normal damage. Not this one. Does this gun not beat Magic Eye? Not yet. We chant the spell. So it gets rid of thing. And then, no, it did not get rid of the thing. Okay. What if... finds you Patapon? A little bit. Stop fucking killing me. How do I... Damage does this do? Reach at 12. Double. 24. High roll. Okay. That was not the high roll I wanted. Oh, I fucked up. I really fucked up. I think I'm dead. Silver Key emitted a dazzling light, reshaping and restoring the surrounding space-time. Forgamon was expelled. Couldn't we have started with that? The avatar of a Forgamon was repelled. The whole space trembled violently in rage. Oppressive sounds rained down from all sides. You can't hear the words being spoken, but you can feel the sheer anger contained within each. Forgamon cannot go back in time to this 100 years of history, and so they are preparing to return to the start of space-time. Starkey, this is the most critical moment. Keep pushing. You see water condensing from the earth back into the sky as the clouds dissipate. The sky clears, the sun sets from the east, and meteors flow back to the stars. Time is going back to the beginning. All of a sudden, you feel like you're on the ocean. Great black fog rose over the darkened sea. Black mist pulls you down into it. Being in the depths of the ocean is like being among the stars. The blink of an eye, you fell into the ocean, then fell into the galaxy. If the Ship of Theseus paradox is about whether you are still you after replacing all the materials, now it's about returning all the materials in your body in order to discover your origin. The matter of your body, as small as cells, gradually dissipates into particles and returns to its original state of being. After returning all the materials, a silver key gradually appeared in the deep sea. This carries your spirit, your ego, and all of your memories. Silver key flashes and sinks to the bottom of the deep sea, finally returning you to the place of strange familiarity. Okay. This is the dividing point between existence and non-existence. Black and white are independent of each other, maintaining an absolute balance. That's how it's supposed to be. And now the nothingness has been nibbled away. It's all mixed up. You see the warped timeline moving away from its proper trajectory toward nothingness, which is splintered with each convergence. The debris clumped together into a dim sphere. You feel a strong will locking you in, darkness assimilating. Result needed, critical success. Alright, let's go. Do I have to roll higher than that now? No, come on. I just need a... Okay, never mind. I need to roll like a 00. There's a chance! Okay. When the key breaks, the assimilation devours you. You briefly lose consciousness and heard Tumble's voice. Don't be afraid of yourself. Feel a strong will. Your obsession, unwillingness, your pain burst out in this moment. Like a sudden burst of lightning, your will lights up the night sky. Having pushed back the entity, your mental strength is at its limit. You lose traction, fall downward, plummeting into the sea of no light. Your consciousness gradually becomes blurred as you are slowly sinking into the deepest parts of your mind. Lightless abyss. As you sink, your consciousness becomes increasingly transparent. There is no end to the darkness ahead, and you sense a familiar presence. It belongs to Tawil. It's not exactly the same, though. Like a door, like the end of everything, consciousness is becoming transparent. Finally saw them. They lift you up, make you whole once more. Their eyes are always on you. You hear their words. Star Key, do you blame me for creating you? I'm a key. No. Although coming into this world has made me feel all kinds of pain. Human beings are too fragile to be affected by all kinds of desires. Whether it's a family mission, a duty to others, or concern in your heart, one forms a chain of invisible chains. However, sometimes the pain of these chains makes me feel warm, happy. It finally dawned on me that this is something called desire. I obtained a lot of memories. These are precious memories that I should treasure. Do you like the world? No! I guess it's not so bad. I like the people of this world. They suffer together and share happiness. Even the smile of a stranger can make me feel warm. Because these people made me feel connected to the world, made me finally realize that I exist in them. Do you have any regrets? In many ways I do. Certainly have many regrets. A lot of regrets even. Something I realized only after it was too late. I regret not being too honest with those I cared about in the end. The fact that it's no use saying it to them now. I suppose I feel guilty. I didn't realize what I had until I lost it. Do you want to change the world, even if that sacrifice makes you cease to exist? It's not that I want to change the world like some grand fairy tale. The words. Rather, I want to separate this twisted timeline to prevent further tragedy, both to those I share a bond with, to thank my family for putting everything they had to seek happiness for me. Myself, who has grown especially over these past 10 years, and finally, has found a purpose that I truly believe in. Lastly, for you who has given me this chance. For this I am willing to bear the heaviest fate. I see. Starkey, my awakening requires the great sacrifice, but I, who has infinite and omnipotent power, and am unable to sacrifice myself, so I must ask that you face this death instead of me. This death means separation from the self. All your past will be cut away, dismantled, and the timeline you once lived will be purged of any trace you once had. I will reboot the original timeline, effectively restoring the distorted one. Speak my name, Starkey. I will awaken and prevent the world's downfall. The most ancient and prolonged of life, Murat Tawil. And Murat Tawil. You managed to wake Tawil. First consciousness to awaken in Yog-Sothoth. They succeed in taking control of the body. Yog-Sothoth is awakening. Forgamon's consciousness was forced into a deep sleep, in order to not be affected by what remains of a Forgamon's influence. Yog-Sothoth buried the alienated parts under the ultimate gate. Calm has returned to the sunless sea, but the distorted assimilation continues. Chaos and entropy in the universe will continue to grow slowly. At the beginning of time, white mist wrapped itself over the sunless sea beneath. As it begins to part, you see the black twisted timeline slowly unravel into the correct flow of history. January 15th, 1910, Arkham. An old castle clinging to the hills. In the castle, a group of people are holding a birthday dinner to celebrate a family member who has just turned 8. The crowd stood together, ready for the family photo shoot. A grown man smiled brightly, while a beautiful and elegant woman held his arm. Sitting in the middle, the dignified old man, who looked to have gone against his solemn nature that day, as he is holding the hero of today's party, a smiling little girl with long blue hair. The old man's white beard was pulled by the little girl in his arms. The woman scrambled to put an end to the girl's mischief. The little girl looked at the previously smiling man with an innocent expression. The man made an exasperated face at the girl. It just so happened to be caught on camera. Amy was busy sorting books in the library as usual. She was still so timid and shy. While sorting through the books, a poster slipped off the table. She picked it up. It was the Tosca poster from the Opera Society today. For art, for love. The stars are resplendent tonight. Amy looked up at the poster. She seemed to momentarily gasp, looking confused yet pained. I wanted to say something, but in the end, my voice was no more able to speak than the air itself. She crumbled to her knees as she experienced a sense of loss that she didn't fully understand. Why am I crying? In the evening, Professor Carl and Professor Julie were working at their desks in the school office. Miss Julie sighed deeply after sorting through a pile of papers, saying to Carl, "Students are getting worse these days. They can't bear any hardships that come their way. If young people continue to seek only enjoyment, human beings will degenerate into monkeys within 100 years." Carl did not respond to Julie's complaints, instead, saying optimistically, "This generation of young people is better than us, as they can at least pursue their own ideals. People who can't listen to themselves are simply living in a dream." Being aware of one's self-consciousness and developing their own unique personality is a rather enviable prospect. Your nagging hasn't changed at all, old man. Aren't you eager to find students who can continue your studies? Do you want to end up irresponsible and irrelevant? Did you already find what you were looking for? Carl pulled out a bottle of whiskey, took a sip, and a bitter expression slowly formed on his face. Painful things cannot be avoided in life, only endured. In a palace made from thousands of books, the flickering candles were the only form of light. The blank pages constantly being written and erased. A young girl with long light blue hair was leaning against the table in the middle of the palace, quietly watching a boy read a book across from her. After a long time had passed, the boy turned the last pages of the book. At this moment, the girl spoke to the young man. This is the consequence of the past being restored. The people you once knew will no longer have any connection with you, and you will no longer belong to any era. You regret it? Upon hearing the girl's question, the boy carefully began running his fingers over each page of the book once more. Finally, he looked up to the girl and said, "No, I'm confident in my choice, Thotheth. This was the best possible outcome." He slowly closed the book, concluding his journey to the beginning, of which an end wouldn't exist. Amy has become your partner after the ending is recorded. We did it. You chose to take your destiny into your own hands and sacrificed your connection to reality in order to empower to will, to awaken as Yog-Sothoth, but also to restore the timeline for the world you once walked upon. But this is only just the beginning. The distorted timeline still exists. The terrible beings that have been sleeping for ages long past are waking up one after the other. Terrible disasters are brewing, every space and time. You confidently chose to meet your choice head on, for Yogg Sothoth to regain their power and stop the world's echoing pain. A traveler who does not belong to any era has embarked on a journey that will never end. That was just the prologue. Devs, I need you to finish translating the game. Go and tell Sothis about the situation of the Sunless Sea. Spreading of chaotic time in the Sunless Sea is being controlled, but is it really okay for you? Okay, as long as it doesn't overly consume the power of space-time, I can still maintain the critical point for now. But to completely erase all anomalies, I'm not capable of that yet. Is there anything I can do to help? See Sothoth with some hesitation after your words. The new space is still very fragile, and in order for the library to work, Starkey, I need you to travel to all the abnormal space and time, to influence history, to resolve anomaly, and then bring that little bit of change back here. That would become the power to fill the space and time. I understand. However, Starkey, you are going to the chaotic time of history. You need to establish a connection with the people in that space and time to get involved. You will obtain the same identity and experience as them. Their suffering and pain will be imprinted onto your heart. My power will protect you from actual death, but you will still face the pain of death. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't worry, Sothoth. I will go TH to all these places as soon as I can. Help you recover your power. I have 6,374 shards. Can I do anything with them? This is nice. Seek answers? Due to limited to ChatGPT. Mythic items. Oh, I only have 3. Though mere projection of the genuine horn, its awe-inspiring aura and power. Atrocity is as real as ever. When equipped, activates the lunatic trait and grants the wearer mindless havoc. Recita Aria. The end of a show is merely a pause in the journey of fate. Enter the module with Recitative and Aria. Harris's Relic Prison. A gate to another dimension, concealing boundless wealth. Legends warn that with its treasures comes inevitable doom. Upon entering the module with it, gain Afflicted by Greed, recover additional SP after activating a lunatic trait, and trigger an extra belief effect each time. Sort of match. I guess without the rest of my body, it's a little weird to look at. scene that doesn't fit in with this place appeared on the right side of the library. A huge iron box with twinkling and changing lights. A strange scene that is constantly changing on the glass plate connected to the iron frame. Orgamon occupies this area unceremoniously with a strange handle with buttons in both hands. A strange mess of objects lying around. Stothoth, what's wrong with them? You really see Stothoth with a look of resignation as they put their hand between their eyebrows. After I really woke up, our alienated self fell asleep. Orgamon never wanted to merge with me. After weighing the pros and cons, I let them stay here. We've reached an agreement. They no longer interfere with space and time, and I can't interfere with their freedom. But isn't that really going to cause more trouble? As the end of time, a Forgamon is the key to erasing the chaotic timeline. They have seen so much destruction that they have been tainted with bad character. We were originally one being. Because of the difference in our power, our views became different. They will surely preserve the new world that we have created. Okay. You feel a sliver of strength being drained from your body. Images from the past start to emerge in your mind. This sense of familiarity makes you feel as though you have returned to your travels through time and space, while the screen of the machine in front of you flickers to life. What on earth is this machine? As you approach, the screen displays a black vortex made up of countless grains of black sand. As you approach, the screen displays a... Oh yeah. As you get closer, these grains of black sand seem to come to life, shaping themselves into various people. These are the people you've seen before. How unexpected. I never thought you'd be able to activate this machine. Orgamon's gaze shifts to Stothoth, sitting in front of a desk. Stothoth merely lifts her head slightly, offering a smile, diving back into the sea of books. What is Towel thinking? Your foolish expression tells me you don't understand its purpose yet. I indeed do not understand its purpose. You've released all the imprisoned consciousnesses. Why, then, is this temporal sand still preserved? Fuck off. You might want to think about it yourself. If Towel has managed to project identical individuals, why would they bother to restart space and time? Isn't it to deal with the arrival of the end? You're unable to reach a consensus to change the outcome of the future, so Stothoth could only deal with the end of the future by restarting time and space. Your thought is so naive it makes me laugh. Perhaps you've been too deeply influenced by mortal thinking. Let's put it this way, even at Towel's weakest, Towel has the power to project new timelines. They just don't approve of this method, saying, individuals created through duplication only retain all the information of the previous individuals. Individuals without continuity, their true selves, have already been destroyed. I don't need any damn true self, just enough data to help me regain my strength. Since you've activated this part of the temporal sand, I will gift it to you. Afterward, Forgamon cast a displeased glance towards Stothoth, saying, Towel, you should understand. You cannot always control everything. You partner. She enjoys reading all kinds of books, from practical guides to occultism. She reads everything, yet her favorite genre is horror and mystery novels. Great experience. Oop. Don't bother me. You the top layer? Oh. Yeah. I know Chinese. Blue butterfly is drawn to remind you of the most important time rule. Watch out for initial changes. Time and change together. Any small change can cause an irreversible chaos effect. Monument of crowd creation. Oh. Library of role. Interact. I don't have any historical associations yet. Did it work? It did work. Better to create an associated character first and then rewrite fate. Create investigator? Oh, what? Remaining 95? Doctor. Remaining 140. So it goes by tens, right? These go below government? No, okay. Hypnotize the target. Use on a human or monster can be using them. Attack with weapon on the nearest enemy. No check required. 2 bonus dies on evasion roll for 3 turns and apply the stealth status. The Evil Eye. Visions of their inevitable doom. Target receives a penalty die on the following checks. Will, agility. Lasting until the end of combat. At least one enemy is affected by the Evil Eye when cast. All enemies will instead take 3 to 12 points of damage. Does not affect Great Old Ones. Charm the target and add 2 layers of weakness. I like Dvorstein. Think. Attempt to cancel our actions. Some may not be cancelable if there are no mythic creatures on the field. Effect changes. Great, what? I have red sign. A fist of truth. Unique stuck in debt. Yeah, that's me. Enter the module with 10 SP. Unique fatalistic. Beast. Heavy past haunts the character to their grave. Each character can have one background that belongs to them. You have lost your haven. Despite traveling everywhere, you can never find it again. You have surrendered everything to fate. Nothing surprises you, and you remain emotionally detached, knowing that it is all preordained. Thresholds for critical success on Fumble are increased by 5. I wish to further read. UI could use some work. Never escape as you never stop and constantly strive to keep yourself busy, all to avoid facing who you truly are. When unlocking options, your SP cost is increased by 5. When you do so, increase the 2 attributes with the lowest base values by 10. Until something happens. Twisted Fortune. The terrible thing you've experienced now become your steadiest support. Intelligence plus 30 and max intelligence plus 10. You initially activate 3 lunatic symptoms. You are immune to the falling into madness status. Nocturnal. Your daily routine is quite different from others. Upon gaining an experience trait, an alternative status, the trait will default to the sleeping status. When you choose to reflect and adapt events in the interlude, you don't. The rest of that sounds important. Blessing and disaster. Perhaps good fortune always accompanies you, but when misfortune strikes, good luck may abandon you as well. You cannot enhance an action when your luck is below 30. When you enhance an action, gain 1 extra bonus dice. Disaster delusion. You always have the illusion that doomsday is coming. Each mythical item you own max SP minus 10 up to a maximum of 50. For each unequipped mythical items, dexterity plus 10 and willpower plus 10. Dual personality. You feel as though 2 souls inhabit your body. While bonded emotionally, each soul still has its own distinct thoughts and perspective. Your threshold for energetic is reduced by 10, and your threshold for frail is increased by 15. What did this place do? Faith effect can only be triggered via special actions. Each time you enter a new scene, a faith effect will be triggered. This effect can be something. Personality. The character's personality determines how they will act in the story. When a choice has to be made. If the character chooses an option that does not match with their personality, SP will be depleted. Each character can have one personality trait. Paranoid. Your intense suspicion of others makes you stubborn, resistant to their advice, impulsive. Oh, some options are locked. Some options are locked. Got it. Being overly direct, you act without foundation and rarely consider the consequences. Arrogant. Believing yourself superior to others, you harbor disdain for them. Vanity. You often strive excessively for outward honors, recognition. Hatred. You cannot control your emotions towards those you resent, often succumbing to intense feelings of anger. Cautious. You are always careful to avoid loss and steer clear of any risky action. Your faith. The belief that the character holds onto and cherishes with their life, unless you have that one trait where it changes every scene. When the character takes an action that coordinates with their belief, the effect will trigger. Each character can have one belief. Hedonism. YOLO! Each time a faith effect is triggered, gain 5 HP, and 1 stack of live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Egoism. Personal interest should always drive your actions. Each time a faith effect is triggered, HP plus 3, SP plus 3, gain 1 stack of Lone Ranger. Absurdism. Embracing extreme rebellion against life, believing that life has no inherent meaning. Living in a nonsensical way is perfectly acceptable. Each time a faith is triggered, SP plus 5, luck plus 5. Altruism. Your joy comes from the happiness of others, valuing their well-being above your own. Each time a faith is triggered, restore all HP, gain 2 stacks of step forward. Moralism. To you, morality is the highest virtue. Ew, gross. You thrive on simplicity and frugality, valuing principles over possessions. Each time a faith effect is triggered, gain 3 SP and 1 stack of self-purification. Emotionalism. Right and wrong are mere illusions. The true essence of everything is found in emotions and desires. Gain 1 stack of spurred. Don't know what that means. The luck plus 5 seems pretty good. Meek, stuck in debt. Okay, so these are all different too. Even though I like stuck in debt. Experience is the accumulation of the character's encounters in life that are either comforting or displeasing. Character will follow module exploration, increase, and accumulate more experience. Your freedom was once shackled, and you never thought you would see sunlight again. Awakened gives penalties to erudition, diplomacy, and sport. Sleeping increases SP from restored by faith by 3. Non-existent friend. You have an invisible companion who is always by your side. I can't read the entirety of this trait. Please? Please? Okay. Your max SP is fixed at 13. Each time you lose SP, lose 3 HP. This effect will not reduce your HP, and other stuff will happen. God damn it. Bug report cannot read. You have been controlled by others, manipulated for their gain, with no means to resist. When making a contested check, your skill value in the contest decreases by 10 points. Family tragedy. Your family has undergone irreversible changes due to a sudden and tragic accident. Awakened max SP plus 15. Minus 50, actually. Ugh. Sleeping. You will no longer lose SP after a successful mental something or other. You are certain someone who truly loves you. You feel the same. You know they would devote themselves to you and their love entirely to you. Wakened. Willpower plus 15, sleeping love minus 20. Enduring illness. You suffer from a chronic, incurable illness. Though not lethal, it forces you to endure constant pain. Awakened constitution and willpower decrease, sleeping increase. Workaholic. You relentlessly immerse yourself in work, not out of passion, but because you feel a compulsion to always be working. Enter the module with luck minus 5, SP minus 5, and 200. Antisocial. You isolate yourself from the outside world, rarely if ever engaging in social interaction. Reduce SP 1 to 3 when you fail a diplomacy check. And then the opposite. Fake identity. You live under someone else's identity, perhaps even forgetting who you truly are. Use all your profession items when you enter a module. Increase a random, non-profession ability by 5, and then do other stuff. I guess. Serial killer. Driven by twisted desires, you have systematically killed your targets one after another. Diplomacy minus 20. You're winning a battle if you are frail or unhinged. Restore 1 to 3 SP. And do other stuff. Infamous. Everyone knows of you, but not for your good qualities. Add 1 die penalty to your diplomacy checks. Asleep. Reverse. Windfall. Fortune has come to you through illegal means, or mere luck. Each time your luck increases, funds plus 20. Each time your luck reduces, funds minus 20. Stuck in debt. You are burdened by a significant amount of debt. Shop owner. You run a store, enjoying a stable income and a steady supply of items. Enter the module with extra 3 random items. Sleep. Obtained stuck in debt awakened. Guardian Angel. You have rescued souls trapped in darkness, freeing them to live without constraints. Your frail threshold is reduced by 20. Your threshold for energetic is increased by 10. It's me. The first time. Complete creation? On vacation. They both have 0. Select and... oh. A lot of real... interesting... I don't know what these are about. Systems. All of which we will explore next time, because I didn't expect the prologue to take 2.5 hours. Hopefully. Buck report, can't read. Hopefully other things will happen. I don't know, I'm excited to see where this game goes. It actually looks really interesting. I'm gonna be done for now. I haven't eaten lunch yet or anything, so thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. You had fun. Thanks again. And, yeah, take care of yourself in the meantime. Be sure to take your meds and eat things and drink things and do some stretches and, I'll be back eventually. Probably soon, hopefully. But not that soon.